and everything they owned. On Tuesday evening, News 8 will present a special report. You'll hear from survivors, first responders, and State Representative Monica Kurth. She represents downtown Davenport in the Iowa House. This morning, we want to share part of that interview. Talking about a year ago, almost a year ago, right?
Yeah.
Certainly to the month. Take me back to May 28th. Where were you and how did you hear about what happened?
I don't even remember that. It was probably through the newspaper, like when they immediately put up a bulletin. And I found out when the first meeting was going to happen. It was, right down at the police station. And I began going to the meetings to make sure that certain things were being taken care of. I was really concerned about the people that were being displaced and their housing needs. But also, knowing that they were searching for victims and that not everyone had been identified was just very traumatic, very difficult.
Was it a surprise to you what happened, or did you sort of see this and say this was inevitable?
That's an interesting question because I've long talked about the need for cleanup in our inner city areas, and I've known that there have been unsafe conditions and that there was a need to improve a lot of the housing and the housing regulations. I used to work at Friendly House when it was down next to, down on 4th Street. And the infrastructure around there was really deteriorating. So when I would look at these apartment buildings and see the condition that they were in, I was very concerned that something like this could happen. When
something like that happens, it obviously hits all of us as residents in some way, right? But then professionally, it will hit me as a journalist.
Yeah.
Did it hit you as a lawmaker?
Absolutely.
Tell me about that.
It was like, okay, what can we do? What can we do at the state level? And I'm not in the position to be able to present bills and have them move, but I was very, very pleased to be put on the subcommittee for 2 of the bills that I thought would be very helpful. This is later. But the reason I was at the meetings was just to know what was being done, to know how people were going to be compensated and so on, that kind of thing.
Thinking about, perhaps not necessarily from a legislative perspective, but a year later, as we stand literally just down the street from where all of this happened, is there anything that you think about?
I don't want it to ever happen again. People should be safe and people should have decent housing. And I think that's a huge issue. And if we don't have the possibility, the capability of doing that at the legislative level or at the city level or at the county level, there's definitely something wrong. We have to be able to assure our people that they will be safe in the houses that they're living in.
Coming up Tuesday evening at 6:30, you'll hear the rest of that interview. Kurth talks about legislation lawmakers worked on this year that could impact the victims of tragedies like this. You'll also hear her promise to you when she returns to the Capitol in the next legislative session. And of course, you'll see our full report, A Community Rising. You'll hear from survivors, the families of victims, and from first responders. And for the first time, you'll see police body camera footage during their responses. Again, that's all coming up Tuesday night at 6:30. All right, coming up.